this is Greg Kelly. Donate now to Toys for Tots, which works year-round. Go to toysfortots.org. Toys for Tots supports children in need throughout the year with programs like the Toys for Tots Literacy Program. Established in 2008, it has provided over 63 million books to disadvantaged children. The Toys for Tots Literacy Program is committed to providing disadvantaged children with direct access to books and educational resources that enhance their ability to read and communicate effectively. Go to toysfortots.org.
The Larry Kudlow Show. Entertaining and informative. On the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Bruce Blakeman is closing in his race against Governor Hochul. He's down 10, 12 points, something like that. His own internal polls show him he's down, I think, 8 or 9 points. He had a recent podcast interview with the great Miranda Devine of the New York Post, and talked about, this is a race against Governor Hochul, big taxer and spender and lefty, and the climate nut, although she's trying to backtrack. A year ago, she told all the people leaving New York, the wealthy, successful people, she said, go ahead, leave, I don't care. Now, all of a sudden, she's begging them to come back, but they're not going to come back under current policies, and they're still talking about a tax hike in the legislature, a corporate tax perhaps, which would be absolutely devastating to New York business, which is underperforming, state GDP underperforming, tremendous spending. It's probably a lot of waste, fraud, and abuse. The fraud group run by J.D. Vance is going to be taking a good look at New York. So all those things, Mr. Blakeman, the Nassau County executive, he won re-election, heavily Democratic. All right, we got Bruce Blakeman. I'm glad I got you on the boat. I know it's a nice day. Happy and holy Easter. Sorry to do it, but
no, we're happy to be here, Larry. Thank you so much. We're actually down in Florida. We have a fundraising trip down here, and we're meeting with a lot of New Yorkers who left New York because of Kathy Hochul, and they said they'll come back when I'm governor, and I will be governor on January 1st.
So she's trying to stop you from matching funds, all right? The chicanery involved here is unbelievable. I think you're going to raise a lot of money anyway, but can you take this to court?
Yes, we're going to take it to court. First of all, we filed in time. I was certified. Then they changed the rules and said that the governor and the lieutenant governor candidate have to file together. They said they would create a form to fill out. They never created the form, so there was never a form to fill out. It's just cheating on the part of Kathy Hochul. It's dirty politics. People hate that kind of stuff. But it's typical of the Democratic Party in New York because they know they can't win a clean race. So we're just going to fight them, and we will make sure that we do everything to have a clean election. And if we have a clean election, we will be successful.
Listen to this podcast now on the Red Apple Podcast Network. The Leadership Thread with Dr. Peggy Polonis.
I'm Dr. Peggy Polonis. Join me on each episode where I unravel the story that shaped leaders, tracing the thread that led them where they are today. Because leadership isn't born in adulthood. And thank you once again for joining us on the Leadership Thread, education, ethics, and sustainability.
Download all of Red Apple Media's podcasts right now through your favorite podcast platform.
AI is incredible. It can teach you how to fry an egg and even write a poem, pirate style. Yarr! But it knows nothing about your work. Slackbot is different. It doesn't just know the facts. It knows your schedule. It can turn a brainstorm into a brief. And it doesn't need to be taught. Because Slackbot isn't just another AI. It's AI that knows your work as well as you do. Visit slack.com/meet Slackbot to learn more.
So you told my pal Miranda Devine in a great podcast interview, just want to read this, you would gut the green energy mandates, slash delivery costs, and lower taxes that he claims are responsible for 70% of the average utility bill. And New York has huge utility bills, huge electricity bills. So deregulate, forget about climate, which is dead in the water federally, and cut taxes.
Absolutely. Larry, there's no reason why New York pays 50% more, that's 50% more than the national average for electricity, other than the fact that Kathy Hochul has this green energy scam, produces very little energy, but it lines for contributors with lots of money. It fills their coffers so they can contribute back to her. It's pay for play. It doesn't produce energy. And by the way, Larry, we're sitting on one of the largest natural gas reserves in the world. It's almost the same as Saudi Arabia. And why we are not drilling, that would also bring energy costs down because, as you know, just elementary economics, supply and demand. If you increase the supply, then you'll bring down the cost. We know the demand is going to be high, especially with AI now and data centers. The demand's going to be high, but we're not meeting the supply side of it. We're sitting on this big natural gas reserve, and we're not drilling, we're not exploiting it, and that's why our energy costs are so high throughout the state, and that's why our state is so poor. North of Westchester, the state, if it was a state unto itself, would be the poorest state in America. It's a national embarrassment. Kathy Hochul hasn't done anything to create economic development. She's just driven away people and driven away jobs.
You know, if we had fracking and drilling and oil and gas production in that Binghamton area, it would benefit all of upstate New York, as you said. It's really important. I mean, Pennsylvania did it, right? Bruce Blakeman. With a Democratic governor, Pennsylvania did it. And they are flourishing. It's like, you know, West Berlin and East Berlin in the old days of the Cold War. I mean, it's just a tragedy that New York didn't take part in the tremendous reservoir of oil and gas. But one last thing, I don't want to take too much time, but you told Miranda, and I think this is really important, you're not only running to beat Hochul, Governor Hochul, you're running to stop our anti-Semitic left-wing socialist Mayor Mamdani. So it's really a twofer, and that's why the stakes are so high.
Well, absolutely, because Zoran Mamdani is a communist. In his inaugural speech, he talked about collectivism as a virtue versus individualism, which is the cornerstone of the Judeo-Christian work ethic and the economics of this country, where you work hard, you play by the rules, you use your ingenuity, and there's a reward. Well, he wants to take the reward away from everybody. He wants to increase property taxes in the city of New York by 9.5%. He wants to impose a death tax where anybody who has assets over $750,000, if they die, he wants to tax that money that's already been overtaxed and basically take away the equity that people have in their homes and their small businesses and their family-owned businesses. He wants to take wealth away from the middle class and redistribute it to people who've moved to New York illegally. They've been here for 15 minutes. They're already receiving billions of dollars in all kinds of subsidies. It's a national disgrace what we're doing in New York. We're ruining the economy of this state. And Zoran Mamdani and Kathy Hochul are in league together. They want this to be a socialist democratic state, which, as Winston Churchill said, is nothing more than shared misery.
Yeah, sheep in sheep's clothing.
Instagram teen accounts have automatic protections for what teens see and who can contact them, plus time management tools. And Instagram will continue adding built-in safety features to help create age-appropriate experiences. Learn more about teen accounts and Instagram's ongoing work to protect teens online at instagram.com/teen accounts.
So a Governor Blakeman will veto all of that. If Hochul's reelected, she'll cave in on the taxes. You know she will.
Well, she did the same thing with congestion pricing, which is nothing more than a tax on the middle class. She said that she was putting a pause on it, and the day after the election, she imposed congestion pricing. And by the way, congestion pricing is, if Kathy Hochul gets reelected, it's coming to a community near you. It'll be on Flatbush Avenue in Brooklyn. It'll be in Queens Boulevard in Queens. They are desperately need money to fund all of their phony programs and the green energy scam. And now we're seeing all this Medicaid fraud and waste. Our Medicaid costs are twice the amount of the state of Florida, and Florida's bigger. So I'm a governor. I'll be a governor who will stop all this, cut taxes, create jobs and prosperity.
Bruce Blakeman, Nassau County Executive, running for governor and closing in on Kathy Hochul. Thank you, Bruce. Happy New Easter. Folks, we'll take a break and then do some stock market work on the other side.
The Larry Kudlow Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network. Let Century Management Solutions get you to your next medical appointment. They specialize in non-emergency medical transportation, connecting patients to care, safety, reliability, and on time. Their advanced technology platform seamlessly coordinates patients, healthcare providers, insurers, and transportation partners all in one powerful network. With over 200 trusted transportation providers, they deliver scalable solutions backed by real-time tracking and complete transparency. Go to SENTRYMS.com.